Hello everybody, Sparkster1701 here. We're taking a look at another Micromaster pack. We've got the Off-Road Patrol this time with Powertrain and High Jump. Now, of course, both of these guys were members of the original team back in 1989, whereas Powertrain served as leader of the patrol, and High Jump here served as his second-in-command. As you can see, both the original and their modern versions look radically different from each other. But is that a good thing or a bad thing? Let's take a look at them individually and find out. Right here we have Powertrain. We'll take a look here at his G1 form. Of course, this version of Powertrain was also repainted to be Ironworks, who coincidentally will be released as part of the Earthrise, but Ironworks is the playset portion of the G1 toy, not the truck, surprisingly enough. So that'll be a nice comparison to look at next year. I am certainly looking forward to that one. At any rate, you can only raise his arms up about that far, so just slightly above 90 degrees. And you could bend his legs at the hip. He had no other articulation to go with it. What does the new one bring to the table? Well, we can spread his arms apart about so far. And with some manipulation, he can rotate his arms, presumably all the way around. At least got him 180 degrees. Can we go the back way? Ah, yeah. If we go the back way, we can go the whole 180 degrees. We can go full 360 on it. That's good. He does have the ability to twist at his hips. You can spread his legs apart about so far. You can raise his leg up at the hip, roughly 90 degrees, and you can bend him at the knee, 90 degrees. So he does have a fair amount of articulation. It is nice to see that he does carry over some of the design cues from the original toy. He does have the silver grill on his chest, and even has a hole in his belly. Has a screw hole, so I don't know if that was done intentional or not, but it is a nice nod to the original toy. But I'm sure transforming him is not going to be near as simple. To transform this version of Powertrain, we start by putting his legs together like so. Then, of course, we shift him up like this, and, of course, we bend his legs down to get him out of the way. Because we got to rotate this mid-piece here. That is, we can get the arms out of the way. There we go. And we raise the legs back up to kind of straighten them out. Like that. The arms should connect at his upper legs. And then we just fold the front of the truck cab down. And there we go. He forms some form of Cybertronian style long nose semi-cab. Which means he does look a little more modern and futuristic when you compare him to his Generation 1 form, but as you can see, the resemblance is there. It's even nice that they painted the back end in a blue color. It's not the same blue, but it's still enough to pay homage to the original toy. And of course, for wheels, only the very back wheel and the very front wheels are real wheels. The ones in the middle here, those are fake wheels. So how does Powertrain roll here? Surprisingly fairly good for a modern MicroMaster. Especially when we compare him alongside his Generation 1 form, which rolls very good with similar wheels. Now let's take a look at High Jump here. Starting with the original, his arms could be moved straight up like so. So he really didn't have much use for his arms. You bend him at the hip about 90 degrees and at the knee about 90 degrees. Excuse me. Now, what can we do with the new High Jump? Well, we can spread his arms apart and raise them up about so far. Plus, he can rotate them, but not as far due to the excessive vehicle components on him. He can twist at his hips. We can spread his legs apart about so far. You can raise his leg at the hip about 90 degrees, and you can bend him at the knee about 90 degrees. So, he's got a fair amount of motion compared to his original toy. And at least looks a little more imposing, though I'm not a big fan of all the vehicle kibble sticking out of him like that. But hey, let's transform him and see how that turns out. For starters, we put his legs together and connect them by the post on the back. Should connect simply. Or just do something like that and force it. And we rotate him around like so. And then start folding the legs up and merging them into the body. Like so. And then straighten the arms out and lock them into place underneath. And then there we have it. He's in his alternate mode. Kind of looks like a souped up Land Rover or something. But it does pay a fair amount of homage to the original. But also has some nice new paint work on it. So if they had to do something to it, it is nice to see. He did get some more paint applications. So especially like it here on the back. They painted up the gas can. You can see there the gas can is painted. That's nice. It's a nice touch. Whereas you can see on the original, all we got was they extended the plastic out. Not exactly a fair trade. How does the new High Jump roll on his Wii wheels? He rolls pretty good, actually. That's a nice feature on him. He does roll very, very good. Especially when you compare to the fact the original also rolls very, very good. And like with all the MicroMasters, we come to the part that nobody really likes. We've got to turn him into the weapon mode. We'll start with High Jump because he goes through the fewest steps. First thing we got to do is fold the arms out. Then we bring down his legs and rotate them so that the legs are sticking out like so. Then we reposition the arms back the way they were. And of course up here under the front of the truck, we got to fold out the little tab. And then there we are for him. For Powertrain, we got to pull out the arms. First, might have to pop the front of the truck free to get the arms freed. We separate the legs and fold out these little gun barrels like that. Then we reconnect the legs like that. Put the arms back in. Then we flip up the truck cab. And we got to fold out this little black post. Get it all the way out and then close the truck cab down. Now to combine the two of them together, the post here on powertrain should connect into the truck, into the hole on High Jump's chest. You just gotta wiggle it in. Since there's nothing to help hold it in place, it is a bit of a fight to get it going. And then once you get it in, then they are combined together. And their weapon mode is known as a confounder cannon. And then, of course, let's see how it looks in the hands of a transformer. We got Refractor here as our model. Connect the post on High Jump into Refractor's hand. Now, not too long ago, did we not see something very similar to that? And I raise the arm up. By golly, this ain't gonna work. Just have him vaporize the floor in front of him there and call it a vacuum cleaner, and we'll call it a day. So now we get down to my thoughts. What do I think of them? The Off-Road Patrol is a nice addition to the Micromaster lineup. And certainly, the robot modes, they're fair at best. Especially High Jump, with him having all the extra vehicle kibble hanging around him. I don't really see that as much of an improvement over the G1. The vehicle modes, those are top-notch. They do pay nice homage to their originals, plus the added paint details on them are a nice touch. That's where this unit shines the most. Where it shines the least is obviously right there in front of you. The gun mode is pretty terrible. It looks stupid. As you saw, my deluxe figure here has a hard time holding it. Because the gun wants to bow and dip and just looks plain stupid. So unfortunately, it drags these guys down into the bottom tier. Because all their pluses and improvements upon their originals all falls apart the moment you put them together as the gun. I am certainly glad that Hasbro is dropping this idea for Earthrise. And that concludes my review of the Siege Off-Road Patrol. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked the video, please leave a thumbs up on YouTube. If you're new to the channel, please hit the subscribe button and join our ranks. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you'll be notified when I post new content. And also, unless this video has been flagged for kids only, please leave your thoughts of the patrol in the comments down below. This is Sparkster1701 saying I will catch you all later.